Today I decided to give Figma Make a try. Last time I tried it, it was disappointing. It couldn't even implement my Figma designs as good as Lovable, and honestly, Lovable is also not great in implementing Figma designs. But this week I tried it another time. I was trying to implement this table, and it's not the easiest design. I didn't do a very good job structuring it. It's quite some messy design, so to challenge my AI prototyping tools a little bit. Otherwise, it's a design that normally tools can implement, but not with exact precision. But Figma Make made this. And it surprised me. It got a lot of things right. It has this line that doesn't go until the end. The profiles are correct. Here, it's also exactly how I designed it. As you see, it's not responsive at all. But anyway, I thought that's a good start. Maybe we finally sorted out the pixel perfect conversion from Figma into code. So I kept going. I implemented the homepage. Same. It's not too bad. Could be better, but for the first version. Then I asked it to implement a page that I don't have in my design. So I basically just said, create a routes page that has routes with distance and stuff and filters. It did this. Well, it's okay, I guess, for a 3-line prompt. Could be worse. Then I asked it to create a details page. Here it's not even scrollable, so that's the one that I actually have designed for. So this is the design. And yeah, again, it's not horrible. It's pretty close to what I have designed. But as you see here, things are starting to fall apart. If you see this little hover, it's not hovering the entire table, but it's hovering some part of the table. It took me a while to make even that. It is quite, I wouldn't say stupid, but yeah, maybe it's stupid. And things are in general not super interactive. When you do such things in Lovable, it would take an extra mile and make sure that all elements, if it's a drop down, it would behave like a drop down. If it's a button, then it would have a little hover effect over it. So in this table, it would probably implement a hover. In this case, I had to ask for it like 5 times, and then it made me this. But things really started to fall apart when I look into code. Code is horrible. You don't need to understand code to understand that this is not good code. So basically what it did, it took all the layers from Figma and put it in code with absolute positioning, with not semantics whatsoever. That means that this is not usable. It does a good job converting design into something that is slightly more interactive, but this is not code that you can hand over to developers. This is not code that you can scale and you can create an actual functional application. Okay, even for prototype, it's still very useful when you can connect it to real data, when it can think, you can connect it to a model, you can create a little bit more complex flows. In this case, it is very limited. It feels like everything takes a little bit extra effort and the quality is not the best, and simple requests like make it responsive, something that would be very easy, probably would come by default in Lovable and V0. And then when we talk about functionality, they introduced this GitHub and Supabase. I gave those a try. Unfortunately, it didn't work. So this returned an error. I didn't manage to push this code to GitHub. On the other hand, do we want to have this kind of code in my GitHub? Supabase, same story. It didn't really want to create any tables for me. So basically this functionality is just not there. Like when I asked it, was there, can you please create a table in Supabase with the data structure to fit my events page? And it will basically say that, yeah, sorry, I cannot create tables in Supabase. So I don't know how it's supposed to work, but it's definitely not as intuitive. So I guess there's still some work to be done. they decided to take the route of implementing designs with pixel perfection, which is a very common request. Like, I'm training designers, and this is pretty much the request that I hear all the time. How can we convert our Figma into Lovable? Because it's not exactly the same, and then you need to go through the MCP or build.io, and they're not ideal. And here, like, it looks perfect, but then you can't do anything with it. I copy pasted this code to Lovable, and I see what happened. Can Lovable edit? Can it turn it into a functional application? Because that's what I'm used to. I know that I can shuffle code between those tools. I can copy paste it in Lovable, it will work. If I build something Lovable, I can use it in V0, I can open it in course, I can give it to developers, and I think they clean it up and they can eventually push it to production. It's not horrible code. But here, this one, you cannot do anything. When I fed it to Lovable, it did some work. It used the code, so it ate it, but it had to clean it up to a degree that it's not exactly the same anymore. I think it's something in that one, but it is better on the other hand. So you see, like, the tables are functional here, and it became better code. It's already a different project, but it had to do a lot of work. I think it could be an option to use it for some of the smaller components. So not for the entire page, not for logic. Then you can convert it with Figma Make into Lovable and use this code and make Lovable apply this layer with intelligence and converting shit code into okay code. But for bigger pages, I think that's not exactly saving a lot of time. So let me know what you think. I'm really curious. Maybe I'm missing something.